Well, hello, and welcome to my bedroom. So today we are going to be talking about sleep. And I thought it was appropriate to film in this room instead of my usual filming spot because this is where the magic happens, baby. And when it comes to the topic of dealing with insomnia, I feel like with my experience, I'm a bit of an expert myself. Not an actual expert, let me be clear here. In fact, let me give you guys a big fat disclaimer. I am not a doctor or in any way a medical professional. I am just simply a girl who has dealt with insomnia throughout her life, who is here to give you tips and tricks on how I have managed my symptoms, both through my own trial and error methods, as well as talking to professionals and getting help from professionals. If you are struggling with chronic and severe insomnia, definitely seek out the help of an actual professional. All of the tips that I'm going to be sharing today are purely supplemental and not meant to take the place of actual therapy or actual medical intervention. And definitely take everything that I say today with a grain of salt. And if there's anything that I suggest, especially when it comes to supplements or anything health related, definitely discuss it first with your primary care physician or a sleep related doctor, whatever those are called. See, I don't even know what you would call a doctor who specializes in sleep. So yeah, don't take this lady too seriously. Let me give you guys my brief history with insomnia, if I can make it brief. Like I said, I have struggled with it throughout my life. I envy people who can just put their head down and fall right asleep. How do you guys shut your brain off? I think the worst of it was probably around 2020, and I think we all know why. Anxiety was heightened. And then a little bit in 2021, I have to say it got so bad and I was so sleep deprived that I also experienced some sleep paralysis things. I feel like I got to know my sleep paralysis demon quite well. We became like this. So why is sleep important? That's kind of like asking why is breathing important? We kind of need it so we don't die. The general consensus in the public has been that we need at least 8 hours of sleep each night. However, I recently found out that that statistic was based on a study that was only done on men. And they recently did an updated study on women and they found that women actually need more sleep than men. And that was at least 9 hours of sleep. However, that went up to 10 hours during the menstruation period of, well, your period, but also the whole like menstruation cycle. So PMS to after, so like a week to 2 weeks, we need 10 hours, which makes so much sense. Anybody else feel like they've been run over by a truck during that time? I honestly thought I was narcoleptic, but it turns out I was just PMSing. So yeah, it has gotten better for me and it has been a combination of the things I'm going to be talking about today, but I will also disclose the fact that I've also been working on my mental health, and that includes going to a therapist, and I also take SSRIs for my depression and my anxiety, as well as a non-stimulant medication for my ADHD, which has helped a bit. However, without all of these other things, there is still a bit of an issue, and these things have helped. So we're gonna jump right in, guys. Let's start off with the environment in which you sleep, which, as it turns out, the environment that we choose to sleep in is actually quite important for our ability to sleep. It does have an impact. Some people are able to just sleep wherever. They can just put their heads down and sleep in a room full of partying people on a bed of gravel. But this video is not for them. This is for those of us that have the constitution of, what is the Princess and the Pea? What was her name? Is that just her name, Princess and the Pea? One little thing is out of place and we're out of sorts and we cannot fall asleep. That is who this video is for. So before we can really get into the other things, we have to set yourself up for success. So first of all, bed type. Not all of us can afford a expensive mattress. I get it. Some of us are on crappy box springs. What can you do to help? Well, back when I had a crappy box spring that I'm pretty sure needed to be replaced years and years, is I had one of those memory foam toppers, and I love those things. I have not gone without one in a really long time. If you have to have the crappy mattress, at least try to get like some sort of topper. Now, everyone has a different preference for how firm or how soft they want their mattress, and they make technology for that. They have the, the Sleep Number mattress. Those are expensive as hell. Tempur-Pedic is expensive as hell. They do make dupes, like you can get them like at Costco, Sam's Club, etc. I'm pretty sure that's where mine is from, even though I didn't buy it. It was given to me. Speaking of, if you're gonna have those memory foam mattresses, like the solid memory foam mattresses, make sure you have a solid bed frame to go with it. I did not. I had an old bed frame that did not have supports in the middle, and that baby sunk in the middle. We were rolling into the middle of the mattress, and by the end of the night, we were on top of each other, but not in a fun way. And then eventually the bed, it succumbed to the weight of the mattress and the bed frame cracked, like the metal cracked. So that very day I found this baby, this solid wood bed frame on Facebook Marketplace for $100. And it does have slats in the middle to support the weight of the actual mattress. And I swear to God, it felt like we got a brand new mattress. So the next part is pretty important, at least for me, because I have sensory issues, and that is bedding. Now, I am picky, I am bougie, not everyone is. Some people can just sleep on whatever, but I am someone that textures are very important. So that's actually why today's sponsor is quite perfect. It's almost as if I planned it like this was on purpose, and reached out to them and was like, can I have more sheets? And that is Brooklinen. I've actually worked with them 2 other times, so I'm really excited to work with them today. They sent me their, I believe it is the Luxe Hardcore Bundle, and they just came out with some brand new colors for the spring, and I was pretty stoked to see Tropical Orchid, which is this beautiful lilac color, which is a color that I always gravitate towards for the spring. And then with that, I paired it with the Luxe Satin Duvet cover as well as the pillowcases. I feel like the navy blue and light purple is like such a great color combo. It goes perfectly with my thrifted decorative bedding that I have on it right now, and it really makes me think of like a fresh but romantic springtime. That's really the vibe that I'm going for. But obviously style is great, but the most important thing is feel, and Brooklinen passes that test. Their sheets are so freaking soft. They're my favorite sheets. I've pretty much thrown out all of my other sheets at this point. I absolutely love them. My husband loves them. He's already taken a nap in these sheets.
Are you comfy?
I feel like investing in good quality sheets is so important for the quality of your sleep, and at least that's been the case for me. And Brooklinen sheets have really enhanced my sleeping experience. And the timing of this is perfect because they are having a Sleep Week sale in honor of Sleep Awareness Week, with all items 20% off through March 20th. So if you're a fan of Brooklinen like I am and are obsessed with their sheets, I'd recommend getting one of their hardcore bundles, which will save you up to 40% since it'll stack the bundle savings with the sale discount. Check Brooklinen out by clicking the link in the description or the pinned comment. And you know I also hooked you guys up with a $20 off your order of $100 or more coupon code as well. So a big thank you to Brooklinen for making today's video possible. So the next big thing when it comes to environment is lighting, and it's been found that for the most part, low or no light is best. Obviously that's going to differ from person to person because some people are freaks. But it has been found that different lights do affect the circadian rhythm, especially blue light and green light tend to have a more adverse effect on melatonin. So if you absolutely need a nightlight to make sure you don't stub your toe when you get up to use the bathroom, try to opt for a more warm light, especially red light, because red light has been found to be the least disruptive to the circadian rhythm and melatonin. This also means you should probably avoid screens too close to bedtime, because screens, especially phones, iPads, a lot of the newer TVs, they tend to give out blue light, which again, screws with your brain's ability to night-night. Now, obviously not all of us are gonna have complete control over our environment. If you have roommates, if you have a partner that likes it opposite to you, you can do different things to help mitigate that. First of all, you can get yourself a mask, and this one actually has a dual purpose. I specifically would recommend not getting a mask that is completely flat over your eyes, because it has also been found that the constant pressure on your closed eyeball can affect your eyesight in the future over time. So I have one that is kind of indented, so you can still technically open your eyeballs, but it blocks out all of the light. So it's not on top of your eye, it's not completely touching it. Your eyelashes still kind of like rub on it a little bit. You're not gonna be opening your eyes. The key is you don't want that pressure on your eyes at night. But I mean, obviously it's your own choice. Do what you want. That is my suggestion to you. And this one is one that has speakers. You don't have to get that. But this is gonna come up, it's coming up right now. And that is noise control. Again, not all of us have control over noise. Some of us live in a city. Some of us live next to obnoxious neighbors who like to rev their Harley in the middle of the night or do donuts on the cul-de-sac. So there are different ways that we can mitigate noise control. For instance, I prefer there to be a little bit of white noise, not complete silence. I do own an air purifier, which helps on 2 fronts. It helps to purify the air, but also it has like a little bit of a sound. I feel like it could be louder, but that's just me. My husband likes it. It's nice and quiet. Now, speaking of noise you can't control, my husband's gonna kill me for this, but he snores like a freaking And it has gotten better. He's been doing exercises and things to help with like sleep apnea, but unfortunately sleep apnea does run in his family, and all of the men's are bears when it comes to snoring. So not much I can do about it. I did try earplugs for a while, but they did irritate my ears, and honestly, they didn't drown out as much noise as I would like. So that's where this comes in. Because my ears were getting irritated from constantly keeping them plugged up at night with earplugs, I ended up getting this. So this is an eye mask, but also it has little speakers. It is a Bluetooth headphone speaker thing. And what I do is I queue up a white noise or brown noise, like a 10-hour loop on YouTube, and just blast that mother into my eardrums. And I can't hear jack. So my sleep has never been better. I also feel like brown noise really helps to like drown out my own thoughts. I find it a lot harder to monologue in my brain when I have all that like consistent sound. So that's been helpful. It doesn't always do that. Let's say, you know, if you're extra spicy in the brain that night, but I feel like it has helped a little, like quite a bit actually. I would say a little bit, but no, it's actually been quite a bit helpful. So I will link this down in the description if this is something that you would like. It is okay for side sleeping, although the constant pressure can be a little bit annoying, but I've gotten used to it. They also make headband ones, so you don't have to like have it over your eyes. But the one that I had only lasts for 6 hours. And then it goes battery low in your head. It's like 5 in the morning, you're like, huh. So this one lasts like 14 hours on a single charge, which is perfect for me because your girl can sleep. I go into a whole other universe when I finally fall asleep, man. It's amazing. Okay, so the next topic, we're gonna be talking about body and brain. Mostly gonna be talking about like supplementation and like things that we consume to help the nervous system, because a lot of sleep issues come from nervous system dysregulation. And if you already have like ADHD, autism, PTSD, OCD, all of the spicy brain things, you already struggle with nervous system regulation. So you're already at a disadvantage. And then if there's other things going on, if you have any imbalances of like vitamins and minerals, it's gonna be a hellish storm. So this is what I have done to help me, because that is what fed into a lot of my problems. So if you're on TikTok, you probably already heard this, magnesium. Now, I do want to say there is a distinction between the different types of magnesium. And if you search magnesium on Amazon, especially like the Calm brand, that is magnesium citrate, which is not the one you want if you wanna sleep. Magnesium citrate specifically doesn't relax the body and brain, it relaxes the colon. At least in my anecdotal experience. It is kind of a laxative. So if you need help with that, more power to you. It won't help you sleep, but it'll help you take a big dump. But what has worked for me and a lot of other people is magnesium glycinate. Now I take this at night, probably a few hours before night. I don't take it right before bed because it needs time to like dissolve and be absorbed. So I'll take this like maybe an hour after dinner, depending on what time I'm going to bed. And that's how I've been able to see the best results from taking this. You can also take magnesium topically. Sometimes I do both. I have a magnesium lotion, and then they also make magnesium sprays. Specifically, they say the best place to apply topical magnesium is your feet, which has been helpful for me because of my restless leg syndrome and my tendency to have like hot flashes in my feet, which is so weird. I believe that is related to restless leg syndrome. So sometimes even when I've done all the things I need to do, I'll still like have that antsy feeling, and I'll rub up my legs with my magnesium lotion, which is actually a product that a lot of masseuses use. It's like a masseuse hack to get your super tense client to relax a little bit, because magnesium does promote relaxation. So you can usually find those types of products on Amazon as well. Not that we're trying to pad the pockets of Jeffrey Bezos, but it's just freaking convenient. But you could also check out like a local health food store, Sprouts, Whole Foods, I'm sure even Walmart, because they've been stocking more of like the medicinal TikTok famous stuff. So I will note that there has been very limited research done on taking of magnesium and how it contributes to sleep and anxiety anxiety. And in the studies, it's been inconclusive if it's actually a help. However, in my own anecdotal experience, it has helped me immensely. But like I mentioned earlier, I'm also taking an SSRI as well as an NSRI for my ADHD. So that definitely plays a role in reducing my anxiety and helping me to regulate my nervous system and sleep better. But I have noticed a huge difference when I'm purely just on the pharmaceuticals and not also taking the magnesium. Now, a few other supplements that I take that help me regulate my nervous system is in the morning, I also take B12. I take methylfolate. I'll put up what I use. It's like a drops. And then just for like focus, I'll take ginkgo biloba, fish oil, MCT oil, you know, all the things I can do to help my brain because, you know, my brain doesn't brain some days, most days. There you have it. Now, a lot of people take melatonin to help them sleep and they report that it doesn't help. It doesn't help me either, but I recently found out that we're taking melatonin wrong. You don't take like a big ass pill of melatonin right before bed. What melatonin is used for in the body, because our bodies naturally produce melatonin, it's to manage the circadian rhythm. So right around the time of sunset, that is when our brains start to pump out the melatonin to kind of like signal to our body, it's time to like settle down and get ready for bed. So the problem with taking melatonin like at 10 o'clock at night is A, that's the wrong time, and B, we don't really need that much. So I saw this doctor on TikTok, of course, who recommended adjust the time that you're taking melatonin and don't take so freaking much because you don't need to. Because what happens is you take it too late, it doesn't actually help you sleep. You end up having a sleepless night, but then when you wake up in the morning, all you want to do is sleep because now it's finally taken effect and you've completely thrown off your circadian rhythm. So definitely do more research on that. If I can find her video, I will link it down in the description because it was very informative to me. Not that I went out and bought melatonin because all of these other tips have helped me, but if you're someone who's like, melatonin, everyone tells me to take it and it doesn't help, that's why. Because it's not a tranquilizer, it's not a knock you out drug. It is a hormone that helps balance or helps to regulate the natural sleep rhythm of your body. Okay, so third, habits. This is the part that I need to work on. My habits are bad, man. So all of what I'm about to say are things that I myself need to work on, but have been shown through research and other people's experience to help with sleep and sleep quality. So first of all, developing a wind down routine and limiting screen time at night. I mentioned this during the light portion because of the effects of blue light on the brain and the circadian rhythm, but I wanted to mention it again because I know a lot of us have the bad habit of scrolling through social media right before bed. In fact, me and my husband have that habit of like showing each other TikToks at night. Not necessarily a bad thing. We do have nighttime mode on our phones, but there's still a little bit of blue light that does come through. And I also get the zoomies at night and I feel like scrolling through TikTok gives me ideas and I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then I can't sleep. So that's something that I'm gonna start working on. I want to get back into reading books because reading books makes you sleepy, at least for a lot of people. So that is my goal. Or maybe journaling, drawing, coloring. They actually say that if you do a skill that you want to get good at, like drawing or coloring or knitting or something right before bed, you're actually more likely to like latch on to that bit of practice and like actually get better at it. I don't know the science behind it. That's like the core theme of this video. She don't know science, but she do know some things. Some people like to meditate. I've never been able to. My brain is too chaotic for that. The idea is to find an activity that not only relaxes the body, but also your brain. It's a signal to tell your brain that it's time to stop. It's time to shut up. And boy, do I need that. Because as we know, the brain is the primary culprit through the nervous system for keeping us awake at night. And even though foods and supplements can help with nervous system regulation, habits are also very effective at it because of what we know now about neuroplasticity and creating new neural pathways through habitual actions and changes. So that's all I got for you guys today. Those are all of my tips and tricks on how I have improved my sleep. And I definitely have room for improvement, as I just mentioned, but I think I'm in a better place than I was before. I'm not perfect. I still have a lot of nights where I have trouble sleeping And a lot of that also has to do with hormones. But you know, I'm getting better slowly but surely. So I wanted to share what I've learned with you guys. If you guys have any tips that I didn't mention that you think would be really helpful for people, definitely leave them down in the comments. I will be reading them and I will be taking notes. So please share your sleep tips because I'm nosy and I want to know what y'all are doing to fight the sleepless nights. And I want to steal your ideas. But I'm sharing my ideas for you to steal, so it's a mutual stealing of ideas. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. I hope this video was helpful for you, or if you just wanted to hang out with me and, I don't know, check out my sweet, sweet bedroom. Regardless, I appreciate you guys being here and make sure you like the video because it helps me in the crappy little algorithm that sometimes beats me over the head with its, sorry, your video isn't getting any And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you're a nerd, if you like to craft, if you like Ren fairs, if you are just a crazy, chaotic person who just loves stuff, I don't know, subscribe. I don't care who you are, just subscribe. I need it. And thank you again, Brooklinen, for sponsoring today's video. I am going to get the best sleep tonight with my brand new sheets, and I am so excited. And again, if you guys would like to get a pair of sheets or a hardcore bundle, the link will be in the description. Make sure you take advantage of these savings and also get the limited edition spring colors before they run out. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you next week. I believe next week we should have a Ren fair vlog, and it's gonna be a good one. Bye-bye. Oh my God, my body. No, that's not yours. No. No.